To them young boys in the hood with big dreams of being superstars. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't, but you gotta work super hard. To the older man who feels his life is over cause he wasted it standing on corners. One thing I learned about the streets, it's never too late for a come up. I was told before that I couldn't do it. I remember being told by my own peeps not to rap, and singing in my hood wasn't popular, but I got respect for it cause I was a beast. Facts. If you got a dream, you gotta stay committed, you can get it, but you gotta be a beast, you can't slack for a minute. Remember this, if you remember nothing else, you gotta be relentless.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and misery bots of all ages, back again with another video. This time we getting it in with some Mortal Kombat 11, but it's not exactly what I want to talk about. Like, it's kind of weird, bro. Like, it's kind of weird because I want to talk about Mortal Kombat, but I want to talk about Mortal Kombat in the sense and how it applies to Netflix. So, like, for those who don't know, Netflix just bought WB. Now, if you're not aware, WB owns NetherRealm. NetherRealm is the company that makes Mortal Kombat and Injustice. What is the significance of Netflix buying WB? And what does it mean for Mortal Kombat? What does it mean for NetherRealm? That's a good question. It's a good question. And I think if I had to think about it, or if I had to give my opinion on it, I think it would be okay. I think Netflix owning WB and owning Mortal Kombat as a franchise would be okay. Because Mortal Kombat has made itself as a franchise very relevant. Very relevant, especially in today's day and age. Like, it's extremely relevant. From one, the success of the Mortal Kombat remake movie that came out in, what was it, 2020, 2021 or something like that. That movie was okay. it was okay. It garnered enough success and praise to where WB felt like it should deserve a sequel. It should get a sequel. And that's going to be very appealing for a company like Netflix, who would want to obviously be able to put the sequel for Mortal Kombat in in their Netflix catalog. Not only just the sequel, but their previous movies as well too. I mean, the original Mortal Kombat is praised as one of the best fighting game movies of all time. Um, the newer one, like Armageddon, is trash. But you also have stuff like the not Armageddon. What was it? Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Sorry, Mortal Kombat Annihilation movie was trash. But you also have stuff like Mortal Kombat Legacy, which was like a say it's like a machinima YouTube series or something like that, which was okay. Which is okay. Now I don't know if WB ever owned the rights to that. If I'm not mistaken, they do have like a Mortal Kombat collection, and I think that's on it. But they would probably have that if WB actually owns that machinima YouTube kind of series, the Legacy series, which is pretty cool, and it's going to give people hours of entertainment, which is going to be very appealing to a company like Netflix. But you also have like the newer movie, like I said, which was relatively successful both critically and financially, and that's going to be beneficial for Netflix as well. I think Netflix actually had the original that Mortal Kombat movie that just came out recently on there. But you also have the plethora of animated Mortal Kombat movies, which were very good. And I don't know if Netflix ever had access to it, but there's plenty of these Mortal Kombat animated movies which were very good. And I don't know how successful. I would assume they were successful enough because there's a bunch of them. There's like 4 or 5 animated Netflix movies. So like obviously WB found some sort of success with the Netflix movies. So obviously they're going to be very successful for a streaming service like Netflix, which was even bigger than WB or the HBO Max or whatever. So like a lot bigger too, if I'm not mistaken. I think Netflix is a lot bigger than HBO Max. So like something like that's going to add a lot of value to something like WB. And what was it? Was it you had Scorpion's Revenge? You had like the Icebreak one. You had the sequel to Scorpion's Revenge too. You had the one with Johnny Cage. I can't remember all of them. I think that's it. It might be a fifth one. I don't remember. It was a lot, and they were pretty decent. And obviously, that's gonna bring. That might bring people to Netflix, but that's definitely gonna increase the watch time on Netflix, as people are going to want to watch those movies because they're pretty good movies, and I think for the most part they were highly praised. So that's that's just part of the benefits of a franchise like Mortal Kombat brings to WB, is just the TV, both the TV and the movie aspect of it. Like it's immeasurable right now because like Mortal Kombat as a franchise has made themselves very relevant. Not only that, that stuff, those shows, those movies, those TV shows, and all that stuff coming to Netflix is going to just further advance the notoriety of Mortal Kombat. So people, for whatever reason, if you haven't heard of Mortal Kombat, you will be hearing about Mortal Kombat a lot because of all of their movies and shows that are going to be coming to Netflix. And obviously, if you got people watching the shows on Netflix, Netflix has proven, especially when it comes to video game genres, if there's a good show or movie or a movie or show that people are messing with, and it's based off of a video game, people are gonna go out and buy that video game. Not just Netflix, just TV shows and gaming in general. It happened with The Witcher. So when The Witcher came out, the Witcher TV show came out, like I believe The Witcher 3 game sales like increased like 1,000% or something. Like I don't know the exact number, but it increased like a bunch. Then you had stuff like Cyberpunk Edge Runner on Netflix, which was a really good animated series, and that increased the sales of just Cyberpunk for that particular time period. I think it was the same thing for the League of Legends move, the Arcane. Arcane was so good that it got so many more people into League of Legends. You had stuff like I wanted to say Twisted Metal, but I don't think they ever came out with a Twisted Metal game. If they did, that would have been amazing because Twisted Metal is pretty good, and people would have bought the Twisted Metal game. But nah, it was the Fallout show. That's, I think that's on Amazon though. But the Fallout show was so good that so much more people started getting back into like Fallout. I mean like all of the Fallouts, like Fallout 4, Fallout 76, like most of the Fallouts we're seeing like an increase in just revenue and player counts and stuff like that. So like I'm just thinking like, yo, uh thing like Mortal Kombat on Netflix, which is the biggest streaming service out there, like man, that's gonna be major for just the existing games. I could see a lot of people who were not who don't really care for like Mortal Kombat games or like that, or just like they do care for Mortal Kombat games and they're watching all of this stuff because maybe they never had like an HBO account or whatever, and they're watching all of these animated movies like Scorpion's Revenge and stuff like that for the first time, or just watching like the actual Mortal Kombat movie, the more recent ones, or just Mortal Kombat Legacy, right? The Legacy TV show joint that they have, and just wanting to pick up one of the Mortal Kombat games. Now, granted, it'll probably be MK1 because that's the most recent one. I would suggest that they pick up MK11 because I think MK11 is the better Mortal Kombat game, but I can see it doing real good for just the success of Mortal Kombat. Now, with that being said, what is it going to do for the Mortal Kombat games? What's NetherRealm as an industry going to do for a Mortal Kombat game? Well, you might have to wait for another video for me to talk about that. In the meantime, what I'm going to talk about is no, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. Like, what's Netflix going to do for the Mortal Kombat game? Obviously, Netflix is going to want to greenlight a Mortal Kombat game because you already have the Mortal Kombat movie that's coming out. Now, whether Netflix owns Mortal Kombat by the time that next Mortal Kombat 2 movie comes out, I don't know. But the success from that movie going into another Mortal Kombat game, it's going to be enormous. It's going to be enormous. And then you also have to factor in that NetherRealm does the Injustice games, and they have plenty of like superhero movies coming out still. So you still have like I want to say Superman 2 coming out. You have the Supergirl movie coming out, and you have like a bunch of other like superhero movies coming out. So having like maybe an Injustice game coincide with those superhero movies is going to be just big. It's going to bring revenue to both their gaming market, which Netflix has been wanting to get into the gaming market for a minute now. For a minute. They went as far as to like actually trying to like purchase studios and stuff, build their own studios. Now they didn't see much success in that, but man, now they've just purchased several AAA IPs, several big AAA IPs, as well as several relatively large AAA studios. So now they can actually pump out video games. And I'm just thinking like with the movies and the video game division, they can pump out stuff, and I won't say they can pump out stuff that's going to coincide with each other, like stuff that's going to help sell the other franchise or the other game or the movie. So like you can have a video game that's very good and very popular, and it'll cause people to want to go watch the movie or TV show, and vice versa. We've already seen that with several video games where the show was so good and so popular that it made people want to go out and play the game and buy the game. And Netflix is basically, I won't say a monopoly on that, but they are in a really good position to be able to cater to both parties on that. So the purchase of WB is going to be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. On another video, I'm probably going to talk about like what's going to happen to NetherRealm, because I think it's just going to be good. Now, whether they're going to have the same budget, I don't know, because Netflix has a lot going on, and I don't think Netflix makes as big of a profit as most people think. So I think the budget for the next NetherRealm game may not be as big as people hope for. But overall, I think like Netflix owning Mortal Kombat is going to be big for the gaming scene, bro. I think it's going to be big for the gaming scene, and we just don't know how big just yet. We do not know how big just yet because obviously the game isn't out yet. I mean, the purchase hasn't been done yet, and we don't know what kind of focus they're going to put into NetherRealm. But I can see it being a relatively significant purpose. Like, granted, it's going to be crazy because like I'm thinking about it now, like NetherRealm is probably the smallest out of the stuff that they got from WB. Because you got to think about it, they got DC, they got Batman, they got Superman, major IPs. They got Harry Potter. Like Harry Potter's game, Hogwarts, sold great. I think it was the best or one of the best selling games of that year, which is ridiculous. But then you got Mortal Kombat. Like Mortal Kombat 11 sold over 15 million units. It was a major success. So like, share, subscribe, and let's talk about Mortal Kombat.
To them young boys in the hood with big dreams of being superstars. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't, but you gotta work super hard. To the older man who feels his life is over cause he wasted it standing on corners. One thing I learned about the streets, it's never too late for a come up. I was told before that I couldn't do it. I remember being told by my own peeps not to rap, and singing in my hood wasn't popular, but I got respect for it cause I was a beast. Facts. If you got a dream, you gotta stay committed, you can get it, but you gotta be a beast, you can't slack for a minute. Remember this, if you don't remember nothing else, you gotta be relentless.